Hello once again and welcome back to the Solo Chronicles. Today we're in Evansville, Wisconsin at Lake Leota Park. It's a little 9-hole with a 2-pad, 2-basket design, so lots of combinations. Hole 1, I'm playing short to blue combination, so it's the short pad to long basket. 270 feet. It's on the little ridge that you can see out in the distance. Throwing a big hyzer with a Yuli Raptor. And I land only at the base of the hill. So I'm left just outside the circle for birdie. Grab chains, but even through one. Hole 2 is a short uphill hole, lots of trees in the way. My preferred route is usually a forehand out to the left, but today I'm going to throw a little hyzer flip with a beat up X Comet. You can see it just trickle up there on the left side. So I'm left with about 18 feet or so for a 2. Hole 3 is a 330-foot downhill hole. There are 2 options here. You can either throw this hyzer route that I'm throwing, or you can go out to the left of that row of trees with a turnover. The wind wasn't good for that today, so I chose the hyzer. I'm left with about 40 feet, 36 to 40 feet here for a 2. You can see me trying to body English it in, but again, catching metal but not getting the putt to go in. Hole 4 is a very crowded fairway, 300 feet, slightly uphill. So my line here is to try and throw a little hyzer flip through a small gap on the right, under the trees. I hit the line pretty well. It's kind of tough to really get up there with an air shot. But I'm pin high, about 27 feet. You can see there might be a theme for today. Still only -1 through 4. Hole 5, you can't really see the basket on this one. It's 260 downhill. Throwing a first run Z Raptor. Playing the wide line and hoping for a skip over, which I do get the skip over, and I'm left with about 15 feet for a 2. Convert the birdie, move on to the longest hole on the course, hole number 6. The short to blue is 465 feet, and it's kind of a tricky hole. The right to left slope makes all your right-handed backhand shots want to fade out over to the OB street. So I used a fairway driver, a first flight pipeline, and turned it over. And then just a simple chip up forehand with a BT Hard Harp. Hole 7 is 240 feet, but there's a lot of danger on the left and right side. The road and the stream both play OB. I hit a really nice line on this one with a 2018 ESP Comet, and I end up in the water. So I put this in here because I specifically knew this course I was going to throw a disc in the water. So I bought a quick stick last year, and it's really saved me a lot of discs and a lot of hassle. So something to think about maybe if you're looking for something easier to use than just a stick or something, or taking your feet off and walking into a stream where you're not sure what's on the bottom. Grab a quick stick. That was not a sponsored ad, by the way. So I'm left with about 25 feet to convert the 3. That was by far the best looking and feeling putt that I had in this round. And unfortunately, they're rebuilding the rock wall, which looks really nice, but hole 8's closed. So I ended up only playing 16 holes today. I had to skip this one twice. Hole 9 is the infamous peninsula hole. It's the only one with one basket. You can see the base of the kind of cedar tree there. I'm trying to throw straight at it, but as it gets to the creek, the bottom drops out of it. So I've got about 10 or 12 feet. And they play it as if you touch the wall, you have got in bounds. Not too punishing. So now I've moved over to the long tees, and I'm going to play the yellow baskets. Hole 1 is 270. It's pretty straight, but if you tick any of the trees, you're probably going to go OB. You can't really see this one finish, and I thought I had thrown it OB as well. I was expecting to see it in the river or close to it, river, stream, but I did just sneak in bounds, so I'm left with this shorty for 2. So it's been a slow start. I've had a lot of chances to score, I just haven't converted them. So again, hole 2 is a shorty, but it's uphill and there's lots of trees. Throwing a harp here, backhand. Not a normal disc selection I would make, but in this instance it worked out pretty good. I am, that would be 50 cents if I was playing pin money. So hole 3, 330 feet downhill. You have the same 2 options to go left or right. The wind just was not going to let me throw the shot out to the left and have it glide. So I'm kind of forced to play that hyzer line again. And I'm left with another like circle edge putt. So that's another one where I'm getting metal and they're over the rim, but I'm just not getting them in the basket today. Hard to score on a course like this if you can't make the putts. So this one is super low line. You almost have to throw a backhand roller, or you have that one option to the right to throw an air shot. And I have a putt. I'm about 17 feet ish, and I've got a problem today. I can't make any putts. Some days we all have days like that where you just can't get settled, focused in on the putting green. Obviously, I'm not taking bogeys or anything, but to be able to score on this course, those are the putts that you have to make. So we're back on the downhill, hole 5, throwing a real wide line with a Z Raptor again, and I wish you could have seen the flight because it looked like it skipped right by the basket. It may have just been a little bit in front, but left with a little dinker. So really at this point I'm like, okay, today if I'm going to get birdies, it's going to be inside 15 feet. And back to the long hole 6, 420 feet. There are 2 lines on this one also. I like to throw a backhand roller, but I haven't really been throwing them this year. So I go with a SP Hurricane up the right line, which is a pretty safe shot. I probably could have went a little bit more understable because now I'm left with about 50 left to the basket. And I couldn't throw my normal putt because that big tree was blocking me. So just really kind of a bad run, good layup, and take a par. So you can see the stream out to the left here. It's a little bit in my head, so I'm trying to keep it low, and then I throw it a little too low and inside. So I'm outside the circle for 2. You can see the basket there just in the shadow. And the trend holds. So we're skipping hole 8 and going to hole 9 again. This is one where you can kind of hear the wind a little bit, and even if it's not windy, I almost never go for it. So it's kind of boring to watch, but I threw a little chip up to the right, and then I didn't play the rest of the hole because I didn't want to walk all the way around the construction. So that was Evansville, and thanks for joining for another round. You can see how hard it is to score on short courses on some days.